name is Jeanette Stone, and I am the Child Sponsorship Coordinator for Sam Ministries. And so I coordinate the sponsorship program we run in both Mozambique and Brazil. Our sponsorship program in Mozambique is predominantly for kids, providing them with an education. So the money doesn't go directly to the child, but it goes to provide them with everything they need to have an education. I have known Dwight and Lynn, who founded the mission, my whole life, pretty much. And so I got involved sponsoring kids through the mission way back in probably 2000, and started sponsoring actually a little boy named Tito in the bush. 2012, I had the opportunity to go to Mozambique for the first time. Got to experience the school in the bush firsthand, so way off in the little remote community in the middle of nowhere. We have our preschool all the way up to grade 6. Got to experience what life looked like there. Most importantly, got to meet Tito. That was, for me, probably one of the coolest things, to meet a little boy that I had sponsored. And by this time he was already in like grade 10 or something when I came. Most of the kids in our program, there was no school, so we developed this school. Most of these kids come from homes where their parents are subsistence farmers. Most of them are illiterate. They don't read and write, and it's been a process even to get them to value their kids getting an education, because for most of them it was more important that their child would be at home to work in the field so that they have food to eat for the next year. And so that actually was how the feeding program at the school was birthed, was, okay, we'll provide the kids with a meal every day when they come to school. So then all of a sudden the parents who maybe didn't have a lot of food at home, it was an attractive option to send their kid to school because they knew they would at least eat one meal every day. So these are the homes and the families that these kids come from. And to see the difference that the education is making, and having students now who are graduating with vocational training, are getting jobs and are able to pay people to work in their fields and are able to give money to actually help their families, it's the difference between night and day in a lot of ways. Tito went on to finish his high school and then got accepted into a vocational school for mechanics training. And so the coolest thing, this last year I was there, and Tito graduated from his vocational training. I never dreamed all those years ago when I started sponsoring this little boy in grade 2 in the middle of the bush that I would actually be able to be there to see him graduate from college with his training in mechanics. It was like a proud mom moment for me. I don't have any kids of my own, but for me it was like, here's one of my kids graduating, and it was so amazing to be able to be there, to be part of that. And Tito has gone on, actually, where he did his practical internship, he is now employed and working full-time as a mechanic, actually doing maintenance on some of the mission vehicles when we bring them to that shop. The day that they graduated and I was there, Tito was the one that was leading the choir as they were singing worship songs and praise to God. And for me, that was more important actually than his training that he had, was seeing, here's a young man of God who he has a relationship with Jesus because of his time at the mission school and learning and hearing about God's love and plan for him. And to see who he is today is amazing. To everyone who has maybe sponsored a child for years and years, or to those of you that have just started, I want to say thank you. The impact that you're having is greater than you'll ever know. There are kids in Mozambique who are having an opportunity to experience God's love for them because of you. And in turn, they are able to share God's love with others around them and with their families, and we're seeing that.